Trent, after the game, we talked a little bit. You said the guys kind of picked you up on that final play of the game. Can you just take us through the play where they scored on and what you saw and kind of the reaction you got from your teammates on the sideline?
Yeah, it was poor eyes by me. We were in a cover 3. Lost in the backfield when I seen Baker do the run fake, and yeah, that was my bad. And I went to the sideline and told everybody that. But again, just to reiterate, I mean, B. Cook, Jay Reid, Shamari came over there while I was, ticked off that I let up a score that allowed them to tie the game. And they're just like, look, bro, this is going into overtime. We still got more games. Don't worry about it. We got your back. We know what you can do. And for me, that was just a way to kind of lock back in and also just be like, man, that's special to be in a locker room where guys, you give a big play in the game. They're like, don't worry about it. Don't stress. We got your back. I think that kind of speaks volume as to the character of what we have in here.
Not just in your case, but how much energy do you think you guys draw from each other on a week-to-week basis?
Yeah, it's everything. We always talk about it. I mean, if you go listen to our pregame speech by B. Cook or Jay Reid ever, they're always talking about energy, energy, energy. And OBC always talks about energy is contagious. And with football, things don't always go your way. So we always talk about big plays, that can suck the energy out of people or things like that kind of determine a few games. When you're able to just stick together and everybody's out there having fun and enjoying each other and celebrating after certain plays, it kind of just brings the motivation to go out there and play a little bit more.
You guys have had some new guys come in, some on offense, some on defense, and they seem to be energized to be here. Does that give you guys some energy too to have some new guys come in because they're like, hey, I get to be a Chief now.
Yeah.
This is pretty good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think everybody who's able to come in here, I've been able to see they come in and they just get right back to what our philosophy is about. I don't think we've ever brought anybody in here that I've personally seen that's been about themselves or been selfish or been like, oh, I came here and I'm this person. They all kind of just come in here and lock in and get into our philosophy of what we are about the Chiefs, and I love it. And they always bring a lot of energy like we just talked about. And it's just fun to see guys come in here from other teams and listen to their stories and then see what they're going to be able to produce for us. And kind of like D-Hop the other day having a huge game, which, for us, we haven't seen D-Hop have many big games like that in the past few years. So for him to come in, step up, learn the offense this quickly, have a big game, it brings a lot of confidence not only to the defense but to the offense too.
You guys, as a secondary tackle, pretty physical team as well. Just what's the emphasis in that room for being part of the run defense?
Yeah, that's everything. We talk about it all the time. Pre-practice, we go over run fits. During practice, we go over run fits. Fortunately for me, last year being at nickel, I got to learn a lot about the run game, and that's facts. This defense, if you're a defensive back, you got to tackle. You got to fit the run. You got to set the edge. You're taking on linemen and all these different things as far as playing man, as far as playing zone. So that's kind of the other side of the league where mental becomes everything. You're going to have to learn a lot more stuff, and they put a lot more pressure on you to do the little things like that. But I love it. I play defense to tackle, to play aggressively, and ever since I've been here, that's just been the philosophy of who we are. So I don't look for that standard to drop at all and just continue to keep stacking our tackling.
I'm trying to remember. The only time you played against DeAndre Hopkins in your career was that first game of your career, right?
Yeah, and I didn't even match up against him, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
You never guarded him. I know you left early that day.
Yeah.
You never. What is there anything you remember about him just from that day, even though you weren't?
Oh man, not specifically from that game, but over the years, I'm always been able to watch D-Hop and have a lot of respect for his game. Not only as a player, but as a person, behind the scenes, his work ethic. I've been able to see him firsthand, just how he holds himself, how he carries himself around the locker room. And he's one of those guys that I've been able to learn from already, during the game a little bit. Pre-practice and stuff, he'll just give you little hints of stuff at receivers or what an offense philosophy is that, for me, I love. I love learning about the game. I love learning about different offenses. So when you get a vet who's able to come in here and is knowledgeable about football, I usually gravitate a lot to those guys.
Can you give us an example of maybe some of those tips you're talking about?
Yeah. One of it, earlier today, actually, he just hit me with, as teams start to see you throughout the season and see your weaknesses or seeing things that they beat you on, they tend to, come back at you with the same stuff. And little things like that, during the season, you're like, yeah, it makes sense, but just having someone reiterate it or just be like, don't forget this thing, definitely helps a lot.
Role-wise for Joshua, it's been a little bit of an up and down
Yeah.
season, but he played a lot last game. Just how have you seen him handle that, and how did you feel like he came out?
Yeah, I mean, I've been able to watch Josh over these past 3 years and watch him grow as a player, you know. And he's one of those guys where the more confidence he has, the better he plays. And I think that's on us as vets to kind of keep him in that mindset, because nobody's perfect. I mean, I'm not perfect. Nobody on that field's perfect. So being able to put your arm around the guy kind of like they did to me and be like, it's good, we got your back, we have trust in you. He's made plays before. He has picks. He's been in big games, Super Bowls. So just keeping him on the right track, I think, is the big thing for us to be able to do for Josh, because, like I said, we love him out there. I trust him being out there, and I know he's able to do his job well.
What have you seen, the rookie quarterback coming in, Bo Nix, halfway through the year now? As you gone back and watched everything,
Yeah.
what's his development look like, and what kind of challenge will he be for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely picking up really well in their offense. You know, he's starting to be able to read defenses a little bit better. But I think the best thing he does is his feet, you know. And many people might not see him as this mobile quarterback, you know, Lamar Jackson, this and that. But he's willing to run that ball, and he's willing to pull it on some zone reads. He's able to scramble and make time for his receivers to get open, and he knows where he wants to put the ball. And I got to respect that as a rookie. He's a good quarterback. He's coming along great, and he's going to be a challenge for us.
Last one, anyone? Thanks, Trent.
Appreciate y'all.